What is going on? It is Coach MT, and I have something special for you all. Listen, this is going to be kind of a long video, but you want to make sure you watch the entire thing. One of the things that we do here at FILA University is, always looking new valuable information that we can share with you all is going to be able to help you in your process. Now, fortunately, this individual found me, okay? It was on one of my my CUSA videos. And he reached out to me and said, hey, Coach, I think I can help you and your people out, not just with CUSA, but with so much more information. So we did an interview. We got on Zoom. We did an interview. We kind of talked about, well, he did most of the talking. But the services that he provides is exactly what a lot of you all are looking for. You listen, watch the whole thing. Watch the entire video. If you have to take breaks, make sure you do that. Also, when you reach out to him, if it's a service that he has that you need, make sure you mention Coach MT to get a discount. Make sure you mention Coach MT to get a discount. All right. So this is awesome. So here's what he does. He does audits on debts, mainly mortgages. He does mortgage audits. He can help with foreclosure. All right. Not so much the legal side, but giving you reports to help you with foreclosure. He can do audits on car loans, credit cards, personal. He could do audits to help you find any fraud in there or any mistakes or any mishappenings to help you with discharge. This is amazing. So he mainly focuses on mortgages. So if you're in any kind of foreclosure trouble, you want to just get a report to see what's going on with your loan, right? He does this. So you definitely want to watch this. His link is below in the description area and the first comment pinned to the top. All right. So here we go. Watch the whole interview. Coach MT. We'll see you at the end. All right. What's going on, everybody? How you doing? This is Coach MT. And I have something very special for you today. One of the biggest things that I love doing in this process is, finding new concepts or connecting new concepts going to be able to help you all out. I'm always reading. I'm always doing research. Always learning a new concept that's going to be able to help you out in your process, because we're all dealing with some type of debt, right? We're either looking to get it discharged or get it reduced in some kind of way. And that's why I created this channel. If you watch that first video. But today, I was fortunate enough to have this individual email me. All right. I do the same thing. I'm always looking to see what others are doing out there. And if it's something I can offer them to help not only their process, but their group, I'll reach out. So he did that to me. He emailed me. And it so happened that it was based around the CUSIP number process, with Fidelity. And Fidelity made some changes. Sometimes there's some groups out there that don't want to see you succeed. So they'll change. I went to the site. It was all different. I couldn't even find the site anymore. And lo and behold, I get an email from this gentleman. And he said, hey, I think I can help you with your process. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm not gonna lie, it took me like a week or so to reach back out because I've been busy with, we've been dealing with the foreign trust and the acquisitions. So I've been busy with my acquisitions to, make sure that you all can see that happen. But I reached back out. He called me in meeting. I love people when they call you right now, right? Because that's the time they're most hot. So we have him on today. His name is Sean Adley. And he's going to be talking a little bit about what he does, what his company does, and what it means for you. Now, if you are someone who has a mortgage and you're involved in any kind of mortgage process, like foreclosures or what have you, this is his company's specialty. This is the CEO, y'all. This is not just somebody to come. We're talking to the man sitting next to the man, okay? But any debt, they can, there's a process they have. I'm gonna let him do the explanation for you, but I'm glad we reached out. We talked, a couple of days ago, just kind of connected, and I want to make sure we got together and did this. As a matter of fact, this was his idea, and I was like, great, let's do it. So, Sean, welcome, man. I definitely want to thank you for reaching out. And if you could just kind of tell individuals about your background and how you got into this, and then we'll get into a little bit more about what you do.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for that introduction. Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. My name is Sean Adley. CEO and senior manager of Mortgage Audits Online. I have the website up on the screen. You can see it right on the screen.
Yeah, we got you.
All right, wonderful. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
So basically, we are a pro-consumer auditing company. And basically, we do mortgage audits, securitization audits. We do credit card loan audits, credit card audits. We do audits on auto loans as well. And I'm sorry, are you still there? I lost it. Your video. I can't hear you. Sorry.
All right, go ahead. We good.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So yeah, basically we folks, we do basically mortgage audits, securitization audits. We do the audits on the credit cards. We do it on the auto loans. Pretty much any type of debt we can audit. We also do document examination, like if somebody signs something or there's some forensic analysis needed on the document. We also do expanded services like that. We also audit contracts as well. Pretty much any type of document. We also do CUSIP lookups. If someone wants a CUSIP lookup on a certificate or something, a personal identifier number, we also do those as well. We can get the data and the screenshots and we give those back to the client. But we're mainly known for our mortgage audits because our mortgage audits have been used all over the country over the years. So we've been around over nearly 15 years now. We are pro-consumer. We have a good reputation out there, and we try to side with the people. And basically, we're against the bullies. So, we don't like to see people being bullied, and we're kind of like Robin Hood in a sense. We want to defend the people in any way we can. And these mortgage reports really, they're very comprehensive reports, and they're used as a tool and as a defense tool for people dealing with situations, where they're, defending, different types of actions and things against them. If there's a financial company trying to take their home, or there's some fraud involved on their loan, or let's say their payment doubled or tripled, or there's some balloon payment and there's no substantiality why it is. These are the type of things that we audit. And obviously securitization is a big one because with the loans being sold on the secondary market, securitized into large trusts and large pools, worth millions of dollars, these are the things that people, consumers, as homeowners, want to see. So, like, for example, if I have a loan and my loan is being securitized, being sold, there's a trust involved, me myself, I feel like I have a right to see, what is going on with my loan. If my loan is being monetized, if my note is being sold, it's being put in a trust with other loans, then, I just feel like I should, at least have that information and see what's going on, especially if like a consumer is faced with a foreclosure. Because a foreclosure, you have a company coming after them, and and there are certain things relating to that. There are procedures and things that need to be followed. I can't get into the legalities of those specifically, but what I can say is that there are procedures and things like that set in place to protect, the consumer and also the companies involved. So, that's, one of the things that's important, about our report, is because those give you that baseline to defend a consumer against type, actions that are not very nice or not substantiated in certain procedures. But regardless, the mortgage audits, the credit card audits, the auto loan audits, they're very, very high quality. We are pro-consumer, so we try to help. We try to be on the consumer side. If you look here on our website, and I would recommend your subscriber base, please take a look at the website. There's actually sample reports. You can go on the website. For example, if you click here, this click here, you will see videos. So this is the front page. And then when you go to sample reports here, these are videos you can actually watch of some of the work that we've done. Some of these are samples, keep that in mind. But these are some of the things that you can actually watch in video form. I know a lot of people like to see video nowadays. So when you click download, basically we have, reports here that you can actually download in PDF on your computer and read them. They are kind of lengthy, but I would recommend your subscriber base, for those watching this video in the future, to go on here and download and view them. Just really quick, we also have a kit, a securitization educational course kit, we'd like to give away as well to your subscribers. To your subscribers, Coach MT, when basically the subscribers of yours, when they come to our website, basically you guys need to mention him. You will get a discount with any services that we offer. But please mention him to get the full course that we offer here, the Security Educational Course Kit, this particular one. And you can do that by scheduling a call and just please make sure to mention his name in there so the file is tagged, so you do get a discount in case you guys decide to do anything. And you also get the educational course kit. There's a lot of forms in here that you can use, a lot of educational material and things you can read up on. So it's just wanted to throw that out there really quick. And also mention it. I'll try to mention it at the end of the video as well. But yeah, like I said, our our reports have been used all over the country over the years in many different types of situations. Obviously, using them in in a legal capacity, people have used them in different types of disputes and different procedures on that end. I would recommend pretty much anybody out there that's, either you're a curious seeker, you just want to see what's going on with your loan, or you're in a situation, or you're in a situation where you're in dire need of something, a tool or something to help defend you. And I recommend, giving us a call, or just, fill the form online, schedule a call with us, and let us see, how we can help you, because there's a lot of different avenues that we have. And, we also have a really good referral network as well. So we have a network on the back end once you get the report, of people that can help you with the next steps as well. But yeah, I'm open to any questions from you, or if you had any comments.
Hey, this is amazing. This is definitely something that everyone needs. Everyone, I don't say everyone, but most people can benefit from this service that has a mortgage, car loan, what have you, and just have that process on hand that they can use when it comes to maybe getting a reduction or out of it. This is awesome. So I do have a question, because I know that a lot of people, this is probably going to be new for them when they do call. What does that term securitization mean? So when you talk about securitization of a mortgage or what have you, what does that term mean? Just so when, people have just give them a little bit more information about what does that mean? What does securitization mean?
Yeah, basically in a nutshell, securitization, what it means is basically they're securitizing a loan. So basically, let's say, for example, I sign up for a loan, it gets funded, I obtain a loan on my house. Okay, I sign the note, right? So then that loan is in turn funded. The original documentation is taken to the bank. And then what happens is, see, the banks and the lenders, they have what is called the secondary market. And basically, to give you an example, I remember speaking to someone when I used to work in the finance side. By the way, I've been working in real estate since finance related since 2006. Just want to throw that out there. But basically, for example, this particular that I was speaking to, the person that worked there, he was saying there was a room inside the lender where basically they were funding it on the front end, right? And then basically there's a room in there where there's a computer or a set of computers, kind of like Wall Street, kind of picture a Wall Street trading room, but not to that extent. There's there might be a couple guys in there. There might be one guy, and it's a room. And basically they're working the secondary market. And what that means is that they're taking these loans on the front end, packaging them, and then trading them to other banks, to other lenders, other institutions, and packaging them up and selling them. So on the higher end of securitization, you'll notice basically where they're bundling, they might sell it into a bundle, and then, in the large, and that there's other bundles that's being sold into that large bundle, and it's a large trust, worth millions of dollars. Some of these trust bond values that I've seen of the screenshots are like 500 million, 600 million, even higher.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a very high number. So these loans are being sold, like for example, when it comes to securitization, they're being securitized into a trust, a securities trust. It has a name. It has a name, and sometimes there's a bond relating to it. And so
Right.
all these loans are sold into this trust. So those guys that are working in that department, the secondary market department, they're selling it into these trusts, or they're selling it to other banks. So the securitization means is when they're selling it into that mortgage securities trust. Excuse me. And basically, once it's in that trust, okay, you could have hundreds of loans in there, you could have thousands of loans in there, depending on the size of the securitization trust. Sometimes these trusts are being monetized in some way. They have ratings. And then what happens is there's another side to that where they get investors to invest. Okay, so like for example, you might have a securitization trust that has a AAA rating, right? And so that means that it's performing well. So they'll get investors to invest in it somehow in some capacity, whether it's connected directly or indirectly. So there's like a whole market on the secondary market on that, and that was huge during the last refinance boom. So when I started my career in like real estate / finance, I mainly started on the finance side, but basically when I started that's basically I walked into the refi boom. So I'm basically walking in, into the industry, as a massive market is unfolding right before my eyes, and I'm basically, seeing people and talking to people that are, as loan officers, as account executives for lenders, just
Mm-hmm.
talking big numbers. We funded this many loans, or we closed this many loans. And I remember this one individual, this front end loan officer, just a straight loan officer, just selling, refinance to consumers, to homeowners. I mean, he made. I remember so someone had told me that he had made $100,000 in 1 month, and this was during the refi boom, the refinance
Ooh.
boom. Yeah. And so back then the market was huge. And so my point being, the reason I'm mentioning that is because back then securitization was huge. Back then, you were having people left and right getting loans, mortgage loans, and
Mm-hmm.
the stated income for lending back then were so loose that pretty much anybody with a decent credit score and a social security could get a loan. Okay. I remember watching a document that they had made about the refinance boom to some capacity. I remember the guy, one of the brokers who had made some decent money, was joking and said, pretty much anybody could get a loan, including a pizza delivery driver. He could get a home loan, and that was his joke, right? So to that extent. So, um, I don't know if your viewers remember, but back then they had what is called a stated loan. So basically, a stated loan means that as a loan officer, you could offer this product from the lender, and you could, let's say you had Jane Doe, again, fictional. This is a fictional person that I'm talking about here, is not real. Jane Doe comes to you and says, "Hey, I want a loan, but maybe she has issues with her credit or income, assets, something along the line. She doesn't have assets, something's going on." So you can actually state on the application, it was called a 1003 application. So you could just write on there, oh, okay, she makes 100,000 a month, and she has I don't know, let's just say 75,000 in the bank, right?
Right. Right.
Stated. There's no verification. Um,
Wow. That's
so
almost
now
like
some of them
some
verified as
some
company.
credit cards are like that.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Stated
imagine.
income. Yeah.
Now again, this is only an example. These are stories that again, I just need to say that for just disclaimer. It's a story,
Right.
but that's the stuff that I would hear. And basically, that type of person is owned, but the question is, can they really afford it? So now they
Right.
just bought, back then the values were just skyrocketing, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
everybody was refinancing. Excuse me. And so now you have this individual with let's say a $400,000 loan. No, maybe she put some money down, maybe she didn't. Her payments, might be, between $3,000 to $4,000 a month. And so now she's in this loan. And so this loan that they funded, right? They're taking that loan and then they're most likely securitizing it, right? So that was another side of it. So they're taking all these loans on the front end and securitizing them on the back end. So they're making money on the front and the back end. So that's what caused this massive, contributed to that massive boom. But see, people didn't see the massive boom on the back end of the securitization, the secondary market. There was a whole nother side to things. And so these two factors going on. Of course, there's a lot of other things going on too. But when you have all these people with loans they can't afford, eventually, what's going to happen? I mean, can they really, that the question is, can they really pay it? Now, I'm not making any conclusion as to why the crash happened. I'm just simply explaining what I saw in my experience. And of course, there's a lot of other things that happen too. Obviously, you have economic factors, you have employment, things like that. Of course, we have to keep that in mind. But from my vantage point, right? So from my vantage point, working in the industry for years, that's kind of what I saw. And now you have these, a certain percentage of people out there that have these loans at that time that there's a questionability of as whether they can pay the payment. Now, the loans have already been securitized, it's been monetized on the secondary. So now, they've made their money. The banks have made their money. The securitizations are making their money. So now we fast forward years down the line, and what happened? We saw the 2008 crash, right? The 2008, 2009, right? We saw New Century. New Century Lender was one of the first major ones to go under, right? And we're kind of seeing a similar pattern now. I don't know if you noticed the bank headlines with some of the banks right now. You notice some of the things that's been going on. Now, back then, that's what happened, and so you had a crash. Of course, many reasons, but one of the factors was the fact that how they were funding these loans, and it's like, okay, well, why are they funding these loans so rapidly? Why do they want to give everybody a loan? There are multiple reasons for that. There were some political reasons. There were some, economic reasons. Obviously, there's bubble reasons. The bubbles that they create. Like the .com boom and things like that happened in these huge economic expanses. But you have to also consider the securitization. So, they're making, the back end as well. So, they're funding these loans on the front end, packaging them, and then selling, securitizing, monetizing on the back end. So, that's something that I don't see mentioned too much out there in the documentaries. It's always like they're focusing on the front end, okay, they funded all these loans and things like that. But there's just another factor to it as well. And this is all, public information. People can go online, type in securitization of loans. And, I'd recommend, taking a look at, since Countrywide is out of business, so Countrywide Home Loans went out of business, you can type in Countrywide Home Loans, securitization. So I'd recommend your viewers, maybe look into that a little bit. But yeah, that's something that
what's
I don't.
What's the name of that company again?
Countrywide Home Loans was huge back then during the refi boom, and then they went under. So Countrywide Home Loans, I would recommend them just do some research on that company. It's all public information and securitization, how securitization related to them. But yeah, they were huge. I actually met the Western region corporate executive of that company back then. A very high-ranking corporate executive. Yeah, but yeah, that's one of the things. And like I said, I don't, see the documentaries about that crash really mentioning the securitization part. But fast forward now, a lot of changes out there in economics. You're seeing what's going on with the banks right now. We still have securitization going on, obviously, even now. So which is more important, as a consumer, to see what's going on with your loan, whether it be mortgages, whether it be credit cards, whether it be auto loans, or any type of debt, the business loans, pretty much any type of debt, obviously mortgage is a big, sorry.
Now, this information they have, is this something they can use to help with either, lowering the amount or getting rid of it, or just, excuse me, what is it that they could do with this type of get it, or is that something they have to wait until they do? But what is it, maybe it's like an example, something they could do with this information once they receive this audit?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that can be done. Obviously, it all starts with the report. I'd recommend them going on our website.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
basically, there's an interview here that you can watch. And it's right here, interviews and guest speaker segments.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a featured interview with a homeowner, and I would
Okay.
recommend them watching that video. That's one of the big ones for a result for a client using a forensic loan audit.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So I definitely recommend they take a look at that. And you can also go under About Us, endorsements and testimonial reviews, and it's going to be the first video right there. And there's some other videos you can watch here as well.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, there's a lot of different things. I can't really get into too specifics right
Right. Right. Right.
now, right?
Right.
Because
Right.
there's just so many different things. But I can say people have used them in legal capacity
Mm-hmm.
across the country. Obviously with the letters and other avenues, that's they've been used. But we do have people that come back to us. We get referrals. We get them ordering for their friends and family. So having it, as a tool, having it as a way to see what's going on with your loan, and then deciding that's what I would say. But yeah, there's a lot
Right.
of different things that can be done. I mean, really, first step is to get the full report and see what exactly happened. Especially if you think something fishy is going on, or you're just curious seeker, and you just want to know what's going on.
Right.
Like me, I know I've gotten letters that said, "Hey, your loan has been transferred," or like your servicer has been transferred as well.
I
Yeah,
just had a client that happened to. It
yeah,
went from, oh my gosh, I wrote it down. They got transferred from, oh man, I told them when they, oh man, what I do with it? Yeah, but they got transferred out of nowhere.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I don't know if it's out of nowhere, but yeah, they did get transferred. So it happened to one of my clients just recently.
yeah. See,
And
there
I'm
you
like,
go.
oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, so if you have that, or if you have, other indicators, you have a certain identifier number on your documents, or you have endorsements, or some type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know robo signing scandal was big at one point. If you go on YouTube, type in 60 minutes robo signer scandal. 60 Minutes did a segment on it, on how certain documentation on the lender side was being robo signed. And so you had that whole scandal there, and so you still see that nowadays. There's a lot of different things that that we see, and
Wow.
you know anytime you have consumers interacting with big companies, sometimes you just see things that are not the nicest things, I guess is what I
A-
can say.
Yeah, absolutely not, man. Because they know
Yeah,
most consumers have no idea. They just like, let me get the house, and
yeah,
whatever happens, we'll deal with it later. But it's the
yeah.
later is where you get hurt.
Yeah, and I don't
Absolutely.
blame them. It's like
Mm-hmm.
look at how much you have to go through, how much red tape, how long it takes for you to find the house you want, and then you're just in that mode where you're just like, oh my God, I have to get this done so I can move on with my life, right? People have,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the thing, and that's what happens is you get all these disclosures and you're just signing them and you're signing them and you're not reading them, and then suddenly later you see something else happen, or well, what did I sign, right? Um, and 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 that being said, I'd also like to mention we do pretty much audits on, for as far as the loan, the date of the loan, pretty much any date. So even if you had a loan in the past, if you no longer have the property, that's okay. If you have, it's in the past, even if it's from the 90s, we've done audits for people that moved on from their properties in the 90s because they wanted to see what was going on, and they wanted to see what options they had. So I like to say past, present, future. So past loan, present, even a future loan. Future loan, what I mean by future loan is if you're in the process of getting a loan, you want us to take a look at the documentation, we can as well.
Mm.
Pre-review, yeah, and then once the loan is funded, we can do a full on or transition, depending on what the consumer wants or the client wants. But
That
yeah, I mean,
that's huge
yeah,
to know what they're getting into. Then now they have a bargaining tool. That's great.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And like I was saying, it's like the consumer, the homeowner, they're just trying to, get the loan funded, and that's what happens, and the disclosures that they're signing, and then later you do the audit or you do a review and you see that, something was going on, the loan was being sold. So which is more important, which adds to the importance of having an audit done and having a review done to see what's going on with the loan. So yeah. And if you have anything you want to add to that or any other questions, please let me know.
Oh, this is great, man. One of the things I liked about even when we first talked to that, you're on the side of the consumer,
Yeah.
and we need more individuals on that side, especially when it comes to, like you said, from consumer to big company, right? Because
Yeah.
when you're dealing with that, there's a lot of, like you said, red tape to go through, and most people don't have no idea what they're getting involved in. They just want to see the term approved in their process. But that was the biggest thing I like. You said, hey, we're doing this for the consumer, and it's always great to have an advocate on your side, especially something this big, because there's a lot of people involved in this process of dealing with loans and mortgages, and a lot of people have no idea what they're dealing with, because I was taught early on for us to know. But I don't
Yeah.
have much, man. I want people to be able to reach out to you, get the process going for them. Hey, everybody, make sure you tell them Coach MT sent you. All right, so that you get your discounts and things of that nature. We want to make sure that you're getting great. Well, I know you're going to get great service, but make sure you get the discount. But this has been awesome, man.
Yeah.
I really appreciate this. I know we're going to do this more, and as we go along. But this is something great. I can't wait for individuals to take advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it. And you're right. It's just something that they don't really teach in school, right? You go, you
At
go,
all.
high school, middle school, high school. I mean, unless you're a finance major,
Right.
in college, and even then, it's like, okay, but they're kind of teaching you, depending on the university and the course, but it's like if you do general finance degree, right? It's like you're kind of like, in a sense, I like studying it so you can get a job at a bank, or you could get a job in some finance capacity.
Right.
Not really, I guess maybe they might touch on the other side of it, the compliance, because this could be considered compliance, but it's not like something they're going to teach you this in school, right? And
Absolutely not.
that's one of the reasons why we have this free course kit that you can download. You just have to request it, and we'll send you the link. As long as you mention Coach MT, we'll send you the course kit. Feel free to use the forms. We do allow people to share the link now, as long as you guys mention us, that where you're getting it from, because we're trying to spread the word on education.
Absolutely.
I'm noticing even now there's still a lack of understanding on a wide end. I mean, they're smart and they're aware, but this is a niche market. So I'm trying to build more awareness, just from an educational standpoint, so that people are more educated and they're just armed with knowledge, because
Absolutely.
yeah. And just in closing, I'd like to say, I made the conscious choice, even as a CEO, to take the people side, because I always said that, like, I am from the people, I'm with the people, if I go, to a sporting event, I don't like to go sit in the separate VIP area, okay, away from the people. No, I go and I sit.
In the
I go and I
crowd.
sit with the people. Well, that's what I say, with the people, with the good people, with the other people, with the grunts, everybody. I'm right there, okay, and
That's what the fun.
I'm high fiving everybody. I'm not
That's
like,
what the fun is.
now,
Absolutely.
not to say that the VIP closed, boxes are bad, but what I'm saying is that I like to be there in the trenches,
Yeah, me and my good friend, we do a college football tour,
Yeah,
and sometimes we have those box seats.
right.
And
Which is nothing wrong with that.
yeah, 30 minutes of the game, we are
Yeah.
down by the field,
Oh, are
people
you?
cheering, beer getting splashed on us. We're like, this is where so after
Right.
that, we start getting our tickets down by the
Absolutely.
field.
There you go. There you go. So you
Yeah.
actually go down into the lower area.
Oh heck yeah, we did be
Yeah.
down. We take pictures like right by the field, like
Yeah.
behind the players. Like we're sitting like it. sometimes we go to the student section, it'd be off the chain. So yeah, we now we just buy like a $30 ticket just so we could just sit in there we want to,
Yeah.
because that's where it is. So I like that. I like that concept.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And you know, and it's like, you know, that's how, you know, my mom raised me. And it's like, okay, even if you get to a position, okay, if I am the CEO, okay, I am the people CEO. I'm not going to, you know, separate myself just because I reached there, because I reached there because of the kindness of others, and also because others helped me along the way. I admit, you
Absolutely.
know, and I say that to people. I say I'm an approachable individual. Somebody calls me up out of nowhere, okay, and like I do this with young kids. Like sometimes, you know, I'll get a call from some, you know, young kid out there that's just learning about this, okay, and I already know what he's doing. He's trying to learn, okay. I already know. So I will try to give him a piece of information here and there that's probably going to take him some time to get. Like I'm going to give him tips as much as I can, because that's the kind of person I am. Like I'm going to throw those bones to him as much as I can, those pieces of knowledge that's going to, you know, propel him and get him there a little quicker, because I know that, because that's who I was at one point. You know, I was trying to learn, you know, and you know, and that's the thing about the whole world and just everything going on. I think that if we kind of take a step back, even at a high level, people that are high
Mm-hmm.
level, and we just work together, you know, in a
Yep.
peaceful way, you know, I
Yep.
just think,
That's why I do
yeah,
I do three free 1 hour calls a week. Get on here, ask questions. All right.
absolutely,
I don't want anything. We on here.
yeah,
Sometimes I go over an hour calling.
yeah,
What's your question? And then from there it kind of takes you, oh, well, you don't have to do it. Nope, you don't need that. So you may not nope. And so then okay, you can save money there. Maybe you can put it over here. So I do it three
right,
times a week, 1 hour free. Sometimes it goes over more, hour and a half, but just giving back, because
yeah,
hey, that person eventually going to be in your program.
right,
So just let them know, hey, we're here to help. So I do the same thing, man.
yeah. And does
I
that's
enjoy that more than anything else. I enjoy that than the paid trainings. I love the free stuff more than the
Yeah,
paid.
absolutely. That's what I love about your channel. And you know, you're doing, so you have that same concept. You're already there, you know, the Coach MT, you know, your YouTube and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, that's what I tell people. It's like, okay, you know, it's like, okay, so are we going to lock ourselves in the 30th floor of a building and have a area in the corner office where nobody can see us? I mean, is that really what it comes down to when you reach a certain level? No, we should be giving back, right? We should be you know, sharing our knowledge. And that's why I had this free course. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to give this away, because I want people to learn, and I want people to expand their knowledge. Obviously, of course we also want them to know about us, but
Right.
also because the education is as important from what I see. And
Correct.
if you think about it, you know, like for example, Nelson Mandela, he said education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's something he said. And I understand that more now, and I keep understanding it, and it evolved. My understanding of it evolves. But, you know, not to take a religious angle here, but if you look at some of the religious or the spiritual leaders over the years, obviously, you know, Jesus and the Buddha, right? You know, some of the prophets, you know, and if we understand, you know, when you take it along the lines of just, you know, separate the religion from it for a second, or the spirituality, just look at the education that they're trying to give us. They're literally giving us knowledge without asking for anything in return. And they are giving us knowledge to unlock our minds and our spirits and our souls, which is priceless, right? So, you know, think about it. Thousands of years later, we're talking about these spiritual leaders, right? And the education that they're teaching us, not only just spiritual, but just how to live day to day, just common
Right.
sense, right?
Right.
So that just, you know, just wanted to say that in closing. Just wanted to throw that in there, that, you know, sometimes we should, you know, just think about things that are just greater than us. And obviously I'm doing this, but you know, there's a greater thing at play here, you know,
Absolutely.
knowledge and peace, and just contributing, you know, to the world. And like I said, that's how my mom raised me. And, you know, my father also was a hardworking guy. So you know, even as a CEO, like I said, I still have that same vision and the same ground to earth, you know, type of thing, you know. So, and like I said, I'd rather just be down there with the grunts with everybody, you know. So, but thank you, you know, for having me on. Really
Absolutely, man.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Hmm.
I hope we can do this again. And
Absolutely.
for your subscribers and for those watching this in the future, this video, please mention him to get the discount. If you decide to order or not, either way, we just have to tag your file. Just our interaction with you. Please fill the form on the website. When you come on the website, it's on the lower right-hand side. You could schedule a call. And in there, you can actually write in the system. You can write us a message and talk to us, and just wait for our call as well. But please mention him to get the discount and the free course kit. But again, thank you for having me on.
You're absolutely welcome.
I hope we can.
On.
Absolutely, thank you so much. I hope we can do this again.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. Bye bye.
All right, bye.
All right, that was
yes, sir. Yes. Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. I listen. I love it. I love value. I love learning new things.
Yeah,
it's learning for me as well too. Being involved. And so when people come like, what does this mean? Like, hey, I can, lead them in the right direction. So I love this. I love learning. When you said QSIP, I had no idea that all this was behind it. So this is amazing, man. I really
well, let me show you one. Like, I don't know if have you ever seen these?
No, I've never seen those.
Yeah, so see about our company is we provide the QSIP and the screenshot. So you get this, you get the let me show you a QSIP lookup. I had one open. Not there. So this is somehow connected to a securities of a mortgage bond, something connected to this mortgage. Okay, so this guy's mortgage is with Loan Depot, and this is a QSIP that's connected to it somehow. And you see the assets here; it's like $8 million or something. You see that?
That's billion. Jesus.
Yeah, billion.
Okay.
So, but see, this is a combined value. It's not just one loan. It's a lot of loans.
Okay.
There. Yeah.
Right.
In that we give these screenshots. So these screenshots will show you more information. So these are from the Bloomberg terminal. The Bloomberg terminal is a software used by hedge fund managers, big time Wall Street traders. It's a very expensive software to use. Okay. It's $2,500 a month, and they bill you 3 months at a time. Okay. Yeah. And, you kind of have to know how to use it. But like this here, like one of these has a QSIP on here. Well, let me see which one it is.
Hey, listen, I'm pretty sure you enjoyed that. I know it's a bit long. I know he can be long-winded, but the value he brings is phenomenal. All right, so the link is in the description area. It's the first link. Go there right now. If you need those services he provides, QSIP number, mortgage audit, you're dealing with a foreclosure, you want to get anything audited, go to the link. Make sure you mention Coach MT in order to get the discount. All right. So I'm excited. Like I said, we're always looking for ways and people that can provide you all with a great service. All right. To help you in your process. And I believe this is one. So make sure you reach out to him if you want to know about if you need any of his services. When you go to his page, you'll be able to schedule a call. Make sure you mention Coach MT in order to get the discount. All right. So first comment pin to it's the first comment pin to the top. The first comment pin to the top, and the link is in the description area. Coach MT, I'm excited for you. We'll see you on the inside.